Hey everyone, it's Megan, Stitching Moon. I'm finally back for Flosstube number 23, and it's been about a month. Things have been so busy. I'll be talking more about that if you want to stick around for a life update at the end. But yeah, this is my channel about cross stitch, and I just want to say hi, welcome to all the new people. I've gotten quite a few since my last video, which was a whip parade, so people love a whip parade, so welcome. And for those of you coming back, thank you and welcome again. So just because I've had so many more people joining me, I just wanted to give a little background. I am an American living in Norway because my husband's Norwegian, and we moved here 3 years ago. So yeah, I have a daughter who's just about 2.5 now, and even though I'm living in Norway, my job is based in America, so I have American hours, which means I work like noon to 8 here in Norway. So a little strange, but it does give me some stitching time in the morning, though that might change, and I'll talk more about that on my life update at the end. But yeah, I kind of have a lot since it's been so long. I wanted to have actually a kit parade and a chart parade. I was thinking like, soon after my whip parade, but that just didn't happen. But I will eventually have those. So if you want to stay tuned for those, make sure you're subscribed so you don't miss it. But yeah, today I have first some stitchy kindness I want to share. I have a new start. I have an FFO, or fully finished object. 7 whips that I've worked on since last time, or since my whip parade. And yeah, I'll talk about plans and some life updates after. So I'll start with, and I'm looking down at my notes, I'll start with the Stitchy Kindness. The first one I got, so if you saw my update video before my whip parade, you'll know I had COVID and I was quarantining away from my family because I'd just come back from travels, so it was really hard. And Nana, who has a Flosstube and an Etsy shop, and she's Norwegian, and we've been talking back and forth on Instagram, and she was so nice to send me a little care package while I was sick with COVID, and that was so sweet. And I'll show you what that is now, and I'm also gonna link her shop below. She's the Crafty Shield Maiden. That's her Flosstube and her Etsy shop. So yeah, so she sent me some stuff that she has in her shop, like some floss drops. Oh no, it's not focusing. Okay. I know it's glary right now, but really pretty. Right now, I've been in the process of making my own floss drops, which are basically a cardboard, or not cardboard, cardstock with like messy hole punches cut out of them. And yeah, they're just ugly, not very sturdy. So these are perfect. And there's some more, a lot more. So some more here. It's kind of going in and out of focus, as usual. And then these, so pretty. I just didn't want to take them out and use them yet until I showed you guys. And then some amazing, beautiful needle minders. This little fishy. So cute. And then, oh, I have one on here. Well, she has 2 on here that she gave me. One I'm already using on one of my projects that I'll show you when I show you that. So I put the old one I was using on this, but so that one's not hers. I'll just show the one. Peacock feather, and they're so shiny and pretty. Little jewels in there. And just some little extras like bookmarks and little motivational saying that says, I can totally make that. So some little goodies, and this is like her nice packaging. And then it's like 2 kinds of bookmarks, the regular, and then like these, a couple of these that go on top, like kind of just marking your pages in between this little thing. So yeah, super cute. So again, thank you so much, Nana. That was so sweet of you. Nice to get some little stitchy kindness when you're going through a hard time. All right, so, and I'm fully better now, so that's good. And then the next stitchy kindness I got was from Alara Designs. She is starting to make her own bags that are amazing, and she has her own website, and she has a Flosstube, so I'll link those below. I think she might be getting low on supplies now because she got a really great response on when she first opened. So, but you can definitely go there and check it out, put some orders in. But yeah, so she sent me this amazing project bag. It's huge, and she knows that I love the moon and astrology, so she made the fabric fitting that. So I know there's glare, but it's gorgeous with the moon and the stars and like the night sky in the background. And then on the back, it's this astrology fabric, so it has all the constellations and the name of their signs. And she does quilting on the back, so you can see that, and it's so nice. I love it. It just makes me happy whenever I look at it. And right now I took it out, but my project that I'm stitching on my own design is in here, but I'll show you a little more. So it actually has 2 pockets. It has like the main part where you can put all your stuff, and I have a strap in here that came with it. I'll show you after. But look how spacious this is. Like right now I have a big full coverage in here, and there's plenty of room. I feel like I could fit like super size in here. It's great. Very roomy. No problems getting things in and out, even when I have the Q-snap with a grime guard on, so it fits right in there. And it has another section here with the snap that you can open, and a lot of people like to put in their covers on there, so you can put that in. And she sends, I'm going to show you when I show you the project I have in there, because I have it in the little sheet protector she gives you with it, so you can put that in, and it's separate from your project, which is awesome, so it doesn't get all wrinkled and lost. So yeah, that's really smart. And then it comes with this, I think it's called the carabiner. And then she gives you a strap that comes with it that you can hook on to either side, because it has that, plus it also has these holes on both ends. So you can actually carry it with you if you're going traveling, or you just have a lot, you know, like me, I have a million things I'm carrying at once. You can actually hook it on, and on both sides, I guess I just didn't take this one off. And hang it up for storage, or just carry it around more easily. So nice and convenient. So thank you so much, Alara, for that. I love it. And yeah, definitely go check out her shop. She uses just gorgeous fabric, and it's really well made. So next I will get into my new start. I have so many people on Flosstube I've kind of been catching up with, and new people that I wanted to do shout outs for, and it's been so busy I haven't written them down, but eventually I will do that, hopefully. So anyway, I have a new start. I've been doing, if you're new to my channel, I've been doing new moon, new start, which I did not come up with, but I love the idea. I am stitching moon after all. So every month on the new moon, if possible, I've been doing a new start. And in the summer, it's not been possible to start exactly on the new moon, but I've still done one when I could in that month. So the next one was from my July start. And because it's kind of, you know, Christmas in July is a thing, I did Advent Animals I started, which is an advent calendar by Brookes Books, and they're actually free patterns. You probably have seen this before, because it's pretty old. I think it was, I don't know, what did it say, like 2004 it came out? Maybe that's, oh yeah, no, 2014, not 4. Yeah, so 2014 they came out, and they've been free patterns, I think, the whole time. And I think it was originally a stitch along. But there's 24 of these cute little animals. This is the first one. and no, 25 because it goes all the way to Christmas. So you can make a little advent calendar out of them. So if you go to Brookes Books, you can still download these, and they're adorable. And they don't, each one doesn't take long. So you could do them like individually, but I'm doing them all on one so that I can make an advent calendar. So I'm doing it on the called for fabric. But so I originally ordered this, and I think my original idea was to make each of the animals, but then cut them out and put them on something else so I could have pockets for an advent calendar. But then I was like, no, that's way too complicated. And I don't have a sewing machine. I'm not a sewer. So I'm just doing them all like together. And then I think what I'll do is, I don't know, maybe a magnet, or I don't know, something where you can move like something to mark each day. Or Velcro, I don't know, something like that. But it is, oh, let me see, what's the name? It's Witchelt 28 Count Babbling Brook by Jobeline. So this, it's really pretty fabric. Let me see which way it goes. Okay, this way. I have not done much. You probably can't even see my start. Oh, this is also one of the needle minders that Nana sent. Cute cupcake. So all I've done is a part of the outline, and it's not even a full part of the borders because there's also supposed to be red in there. But this is the fabric, and I originally ordered it way bigger because I originally spaced out a couple inches in between each one, which now I'm not doing, but now I have a lot of extra fabric I can use for other things. And I think it's a little bit bluer than it's showing right now. It's more gray here, but it does have more of a blue, like you can see in, put it back in, but see how that picture is more bluish. It's kind of like that. But there was some drama, of course, starting this project. So it was going well. I was doing the boxes, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna have a good amount of time to, like, I was gonna maybe do the first border and then start on the first, like, fill in the top border just to make sure. I wanted to make sure I had enough room, which I do. I'm gonna basically have 4 rows of 5, is it? Yeah. So that'll go all the way down. But then I was like stitching, I was starting my night stitching. I started this earlier in the day, and I was like, oh good, I have some time. And all of a sudden, so I'd had like a cold too while I was doing this, and all of a sudden I was like, okay, I gotta blow my nose. But all of a sudden I got this big drop of blood on this fabric. I was like, what? Like, I never get a bloody nose or anything, and all of a sudden I did when I was starting this on this gorgeous fabric. Yeah, so I got a blood stain on my fabric, and now luckily I can't even tell where it is, but I think it was on the side, so it wasn't in the middle of where I was stitching. It was like over on, I think it was this side right here, but luckily you can't see it because, so I panicked, and then as I was like trying to think of how I could get this out, my husband like looked up how to do it, because I had heard somebody else saying they spilled tea and used like lemon to get it out. So I was like, oh, I need lemon. So I tried that, and it just started spreading. So I was like, oh crap. And I was like panicking. But then I used, so I wet it. You don't want to like scrub it because then it will get everywhere. So I used paper towels to like blot it because it was already a little wet. And then I wet it a little bit more, just spotting it to get the blood out. And then you put baking soda on it, like a lot, like cover the full thing with baking soda and just let it sit for like 5 minutes. And then you can rinse off the baking soda and then like blot it again with paper towels and basically repeat until it's out. So that actually worked. And it took maybe 6-7 times of doing that. And then you just dry it, and oh my God, yeah, thank God it came out. Because now you can't tell, right? You can't see blood on this. Or anything. So yeah, I'm so glad. Baking soda is like a miracle. But yeah, now you know, if you ever get blood on your projects, that's how you can get it out. But yeah, that was my drama for my new start. And not much of a start, I know. But I think each one hopefully doesn't take too long to stitch. But I'm excited about that because, you know, we used to have a little advent calendar growing up that was like a cloth tree, and it had like pockets, and each day it had like a different, around the edges it had like Velcro. No, it wasn't Velcro. I think there was also pockets around the edge with each little, I don't know, some Christmas character, and then you like stick it on. No, you put it in the pocket, yeah, I guess, for the day. I don't know, it was something like that. But it was really cute, so I want something like that for us. And Christmas is super big here in Norway. All right, new start, that was that. I also have an FFO. So you've seen, if you've been watching my channel, you've seen my finish, which was for my mother-in-law's 60th birthday, which is this month. I didn't even say the date. It's August 8th, 2022. So yeah, she turns 60 soon. And I did, yeah, something for her because she loves visiting New York. It's the total opposite of Norway, and she's been there several times for shopping, and she likes going there. So I did a pattern I found on Etsy by Kristy Patterns, who is actually a Ukrainian designer. And I got this framed at our local frame shop, so it cost a bit, but it was worth it for a gift. And this is it. It's so heavy. So I was actually on vacation when they were framing this, and I forgot. So I picked out this inner mat here, the color, when I was there, but I totally forgot to pick out a frame. So I was on vacation, and I knew I had to get it done before her birthday. So I was like, you know what, just pick like a basic white frame. But I think I would have done this white mat like a little bit more like thinner, because it is pretty big. Like that is big. So I probably would have done that, but it looks awesome. Yeah, so fully finished. I have yet to fully finish like something myself in a frame, but I'm hoping one day I could do that. So yeah, I'll be giving this to her in a couple weeks now. Oh, that was heavy. All right. Now I'll get into my whips, which I felt like I hadn't done that much or done that much variety because we were so busy, but when I was writing this down, turns out I did do 7 different projects, so not too bad. The first one, as always, my daily piece, the temperature tree from Stitchin Mommy on Etsy. Sarah, who also has a Flosstube. So we're in August, and I'm doing the cold climate version of the colors because there's a cold climate, a varied climate, and a warm. So we're in Norway, I'm doing the cold climate, but we have not had a summer at all in Norway. Okay, maybe the last days where I was gone in the USA, we had a little bit of a summer, and of course I missed it, but everywhere else has been complaining about how hot it is and how humid and just how hotter than usual it's been. Where is that here? Like, we are the only part of the world, it seems like, who has not had a heat wave. In fact, it's been the coldest summer in Norway in 40 years. So this tree does not represent a typical Norwegian summer. Last summer in July, it was amazing. It was gorgeous. It was sunny. It was hot. We needed fans. I don't know what happened. This year, it's been cold. Like, look, I'm wearing a sweater. I've got like a long sleeve shirt underneath this, and I'm still kind of chilly. So I'll kind of show you what the temperatures represent. So this darker green, this color, which actually yesterday, the high temperature, I'm doing the high temperature of the day too, but this high temperature was like 55 degrees in Fahrenheit, which is like 12.9 degrees Celsius. I still think in Fahrenheit, even though here they do Celsius. We had a day like that in January. So July and August has had January temperatures. So yeah, the reds, the hottest day, of course I wasn't here. I was on vacation back to the US. These are like the hottest, warmest days we had, and it's all the time that I was gone, of course. But yeah, it's not been warm. I mean, some of the days, like these pinkish peachy days, are like in the 70s, but like most of the yellows and stuff, they're, and again, that's Fahrenheit, 60s and 50s, like, ugh. And it's been rainy, ugh. So I guess we're just skipping summer this year. I feel bad for all the people who took like vacations here and cruises here this year. It's just, ugh. So this tree, I guess, isn't really going to show much as far as like the typical temperatures, but maybe that means we'll have a somewhat warmer, milder winter. I don't know. Yeah, so that's that. Next, last time I showed this in my whip parade, this was Children on the Beach. I totally forgot to bring down my iPad that has what it's going to look like in the end, because so I was going to print out everything, like all my patterns, so I would just have them on paper so I could easily just show you, okay, this is what this is going to look like, and without the glare. And then my printer broke. It did one pattern and then it just broke, so we had to send it into the shop, so that's where that is now. But eventually I'm going to have yeah, just like pieces of paper I can show you what it's going to look like. Yeah, so right now, I think I'll have to go get that, right? Because you want to know what it's going to look like. So pause the video, be right back. Okay, I'm back. So the next whip is Children on the Beach, artwork by Mary Cassatt, charted by Cross Stitch Collectibles. And I finished a Q-snap. I was almost there last time you saw it, but I did it. I did it. I love how it's coming out. We're onto the little girl's like forehead. Oh, so cute. Yeah, so I gotta like do a little picture, right, for the beginning. My sleeves are just gigantic, so anyway, I am doing this on 18 count Ada, full cross, 2/1 full cross, and I'm at 22,628 stitches and 20.39%. Yay! Finished a Q-snap. Oh, and you can also see over here part of the next little girl's hat coming in. So I'm at 20%. Oh. So it's coming along pretty quick. And I kind of decided to switch up my method of like how, well, I have a focus piece. I was doing my focus piece every other day for say 4 months or whatever, and then switching it out. But what I decided to try now is to have the focus piece until I finish a Q-snap section. So then once I have to move the Q-snap, I can move on to my next big full coverage that I want to have as a focus piece. So yeah, that one's done. So this I'll still take out now and then if it comes up in my other rotation, but it won't be a focus until, well, that might be a while because I have others, like, how many do I have right now that I want to focus on? I have 1, 2, 3, I think, other full coverages that I want as a focus. So, yeah, it's going to be a while till this is a focus again because I have to get full Q-snaps on all of those. Yeah, so, but I like that because I can work on all the things and also see progress. So I like how that's going. But it's so cool to see that coming along. Okay. Next we have my Halloween Quaker that I work on every 13th and 31st of the month because my goal for this one is to complete it by Halloween. It's by Lila Studio. This is Etsy shop. I'm gonna try and get closer on these things because when I like watch these back, it's kind of far and hard to see. Right now I am at 11,737 stitches, and it's 65.22% done. It's on 32 count. I think it was Belfast linen, but it didn't have a color, just a number. And the last time I worked on it, I did this, started that motif. But yeah, I'll just try and go a little closer so you can see it all. And this one's fun because of all the little fun things kind of hidden within it. I think one of my favorites is the candy corn. I'm actually one of the few people who love candy corn. So I think that's it about that one. Next is, my own design. So for those of you who don't know, I started my own Etsy shop making my own full coverage patterns from pictures. So far it's from pictures that I've taken and then edited around here in Norway, but I'm actually currently working on one that's not from Norway, a picture my sister took in Florida. So I'll have some other things coming out for that soon. And this one is actually one of the ones that I printed out. So this is Villa Lorna. I know I've been saying Via because I don't know. I think it's maybe because there's an L in the beginning, so Villa Lorna is kind of like a weird tongue twister. But either way, I think is fine. Jen, the caffeinated stitcher, who was also stitching this, was saying Villa Lorna, so I'm like, all right, you're probably right. I'm just gonna say Villa Lorna. And this is a Swiss villa that's in the village I live in Norway. So weird that a Swiss villa is in Norway, but our town used to be, like, way back in the day, a very artsy, not up and coming, like, it was the place to be if you're rich and artsy. So yeah, a Swiss guy built this, and it was actually a school originally before that tower was there. Then it was kind of updated, and now you can rent it out as an Airbnb. So yeah, it's fun. This one's fun to stitch. It only has 45 colors, so it's not bad. It's 540 by 776 stitches, so it's pretty big. Bigger actually than my Children on the Beach, but not as big as my other Heaven and Earth design. Yeah, so here I am. This is my current focus piece. It's on 25 count easy guide, and I'm doing it 2/110 stitch, which I'm really liking because it's coming along so fast. So you can see that I'm holding it upside down, really. My own design, yeah. So anyway, now you can see the tower. The first tower is there. I like how you can get to, like, the main part of the piece pretty quickly because there's not a ton of background. It's mostly house. So I'm coming into that now. And it's interesting, like, I noticed as I'm stitching in this background, I'll see different shapes coming through. Like, I see a lot of birds. I saw, like, an orangutan. Like, I just, these things make different shapes. So that's kind of fun when you're stitching. You can see all these different things in it. And there's a heart. A heart right there. So hopefully I'm going to work on this today, and hopefully I'll have more of the tower done. So yeah, that's fun. And there's also a kind of a stitch along, like, hashtag, just because 3 of us now that I know of are stitching it. So that's just hashtag Villa Lorna Sal on Instagram. So you can hop on there, and I'd love for you to join. And again, I'll link my shop below. I think that's all I got on that one. No, I didn't say. I'm 6,695 stitches in, which is 3.3%. So it's been coming along fastest so far of, like, what I'm doing for my full coverages, because it is 10 stitch, which I'm going to start doing all of my full coverages on. Let's see. Next one is my other full coverage that I only did one day on since my whip parade, since you last saw it. And that one is my Heaven and Earth design called Together artwork by, oh no, I'm blanking on it, Jim Warren. And this is my biggest for sure. It's like 310,000 stitches. And this one I also want to, the next time it'll be a focus, I want to finish out the Q-snap, which doesn't have that far to go. It's on also 25 count, but it's 1/1 full cross. And I really love 25 count. That is my go-to now for full coverages. It is, so I only did like 400 stitches since the last time, but it's 30,492 and it's 9.84%. So I think really the rest of this Q-snap is just going to be more tree, but really close, like up here. The next Q-snap I do, like pretty much right here, you start to get to that house that you saw up there, so that'll be really cool. So as you can see, I do diagonal stitching, but I do different methods for each project just based on what makes sense to me for that project. Like this one, I'll do 10 by 10 diagonal stitches, and I'll just do whatever's next in that diagonal, but I'll finish it out if it goes over that diagonal, but only if it's like continuous. So that's why you see all these kind of coming out. And I found that it also helps reduce lines, because even with diagonal stitching, I was seeing some lines, but that really helps prevent that. But for my Villa Lorna stitching, I found that I would just, instead of parking, I could just finish out that thread. So it's like diagonal cross country stitching. And I guess, so I'd never heard of this, well, I started doing that, and then I heard of the typewriter method, which I guess Sarah from Stitchin Mommy has kind of coined that term. I never knew, I just did it because it made sense, where you just take, in order to decide what you're going to stitch next, you just take the next symbol from whatever section you're stitching in and complete that. So it's kind of a hybrid of that, I guess. Yeah. Then I took out, you haven't, well, you saw it in my whip parade, but before that you haven't seen me work on it that much. It is my Queen of Silk, which is a kit. This is actually my oldest whip now. And it's a kit from Design Works. Oh, come on, focus. And I got this one just because I love her kimono and all the detail in there. And it's cool, she's got a, is it a Chinese dragon tattoo on her back. So yeah, I like that one a lot, just the different details and colors in that. So I only worked on this one day, and it's, I think this might have been the first time all year that I brought it out. It's on a 14 count, like flaxen Aida, but it's a soft Aida, it's not really stiff. So I'd already done, you know, all this tree, and what I did was just work more on the bottom down there. I did another mushroom and some of the leaves and a little bit of the tree. So just one day, not too much. And this one will have like some shiny floss and beading eventually. All right, now we're getting to my travel project, because we were doing a lot of traveling. All right, and that is the Galliana sampler, another Etsy shop, and it's by Galliana Cross Stitch. It's charted in that monochrome, but I'm doing 2 colors, and within this pattern there are several hidden things that have to do with things from 2020, so mostly COVID stuff, but there's also things from the Australian fires And I wanted to know where all the hidden things were, so I emailed the owner or the designer and asked. So she sent me a list of all the things because I wanted to do them in different colors because I don't know, I'm not subtle. So I got quite a bit on this. I finished the whole border and got quite a bit of this in here. So I did this for basically a week while we were traveling. I didn't get like a ton of time stitching when we were traveling because we're traveling with our toddler, and then we actually had, well, I'll go more into this in my life update, but basically I had a little bit of time at night to stitch, and the red, or the reddish maroon color, is the hidden things. So we have up here on the border, it's supposed to be a film strip, because people were watching more movies and TV. Then we have these two, which stands for the 2 meters apart, the COVID molecule, yay. And then this, which I did recently down here, is a door with a key and a lock. And she said that, I think she said that was supposed to represent, like, we have the key for getting out of this, the key for, it was like kind of a locked door in the beginning of like, how do we solve this, making vaccines, all of that. So it was like, we needed to find that key. And as I was stitching this, I realized, like, I really do miss seeing progress on a lot of things that aren't my focus pieces, which I'm kind of changing my method, which I'll talk about in plans. Oh yeah, again, I'm at 8,610 stitches, and it's 26.55%, so we're more than a quarter of the way done on that one. Oh, and it's on 16 count Ada. Yeah. Did I want to say anything else on that? I don't think so. Okay, my last whip that I worked on is the infamous Scorpio. So, Nora Corbett, part of the Zodiac Girls collection. It's my sun sign, so I'm starting on her first. And if you've seen my previous videos, you know this has given me a headache and a half. I originally started her on the called for fabric, which you can see here. And then I was watching some other Flosstubers finish some of theirs, not Scorpio, but other ones, on this like hand-dyed fabric and opalescent fabric, and I just loved it. It looked so good. And I decided, and especially because she has so much skin, it just really blends in with the background. And it's not that fun. So I got a bunch of hand-dyed fabrics for the ones that I want to do from XG Designs, and I love the fabric. It is gorgeous. But on both of these, on both fabrics, I've had to restart and frog so many times. As much as I recount and count again, like I'm always off by half a stitch or something somewhere. But this one has gone better until last night when I was working on the face. And everything was going great, like a lot better. Because, well, let me just show you so I'm not just talking. Yeah, so this is called Full Bloom by XG Designs, and it's, oh, I love it. It's opalescent, my first opalescent. But another thing I didn't realize until like I was reading something later after I got all these is that the hand dyeing process shrinks the count, and it was already 32 count. So it's, yeah, not the easiest for me to work on. But I noticed, so I was using a hoop before, but I started stitching in hand, and that is a lot better. I can just see what I'm doing a lot better. I can count it a lot better, so I'm making fewer mistakes, except this face. So last night I was working on this, like, I don't know, it was maybe 4 hours, and I only got 65 stitches in the end. I had done more, but I had to rip them all out. I think this should be right now, but I had done all, like, up here, and for some reason, like, the first time when I started it, I had to rip things out because I'm like, no, I'm off somewhere by a stitch. And then I redid it, but it wasn't lining up then with some of the things down here, and I had to undo it again. So frogging twice last night, but now I think everything is where it should be. So I don't know. This is just a very, very, very slow project for me. But I did start doing some of the specialty flosses, the Karen Water Lilies, which is the purple. And my concern with this was that it was going to blend in with the fabric. And some of it did when I first started stitching, like down here, because it's variegated. So the part that I happened to be on actually did blend in like exactly with this fabric. So I had to change it because you couldn't really see it. So I just did it on the darker part of that thread. And now you can see it. So I just have to kind of play around with how I use the variegation, I think. And I think it should be okay. And I really love how her skin is popping on this. That looks so good. But I do notice stitching in hand, like my stitches look a lot better. So I think on linen, I'm just going to have to stitch in hand. Well, on my other ones, it's okay, but this one for sure. God, I've been talking a lot. I'm still not done. But that's the end of my whips that I worked on since the whip braid. Yeah. So now we can move into some plans. First, water. Okay. Plans. Yeah. So before, my method was, like I said, I have a focus piece, which is a full coverage that I would work on every other day until I got to a certain point, which now I want to do it till I get to a Q-snap done, which is, I'm using 14 by 14. No, 11 by 11. Yeah, 11 by 11. So then on the other days, the other days, every other days, I would have all my whips listed except for that focus, and then pick a random one with a random number generator, and that would be the one I would do. So it was like some variety, getting to all my projects, and it was kind of fun just seeing the surprise. But now, since I was on vacation just doing one for a full week, I really liked seeing that progress. So I think I'm going to switch to my every other day being still a random project, but I'm going to do it for a week. Not a full week because it's only every other day, but basically alternate between that one project that I pick randomly and my focus piece for a week. So it'll give me a few more days on that project to see a little bit more, which I actually did with my Scorpio. So I got in, I mean, it's Scorpio, so it takes me forever, but I did get more progress in than I would have. So I'm going to try that method and see how that goes. I still plan to do my new moon, new start just for the end of the year because I have things planned for that, but after, I'm not going to do that anymore just because it's like way too many. I'm just going to keep going and never get to anything. So I don't know what it'll look like after this year, but yeah, for now, I'll kind of finish that out. Let's see. Yeah, then like I said, I want to do my kit parade and a PDF pattern parade because I have way, way, way too many. That's going to be a long video, but I think that'll be fun. And I can also see how much I have and have to do, how long I have to live. Then I think that's all for stitchy stuff. Now if you want to just stick around for a little life update, it's been a month and we've done a lot of traveling. Last update, I was just back from the US on a vacation, and then I got COVID, so I was quarantined for another week. And then the week after that, thankfully I was better. We had planned a family vacation to the other side of the country. So my daughter, like I said, is 2.5, and she's in the daycare here, the daycare system. So that's really nice. It's daily, but in the summer they have to take 3 weeks of vacation in a row. That's just kind of a rule that they have. So yeah, Norwegians and their vacations are amazing. Typically also the parents will have vacation during that time as well. Luckily for me, my job is remote, so even though I had to work, because I already used all my vacation, I could take my work with me. So we went to Oslo, which is the other side, like we're on the west, that's on the east. It was probably a 6 to 7 hour drive, which it would actually be way less if they actually had straight like highways. It'd probably be like 3 hours. But, you know, here it's like windy roads over all the mountains, and so it takes a long time. But we did that drive all in one day, and our daughter was amazing in the car. She, for the first whole half of it, she just sat there, and more than the first whole half, she just sat there like making not a sound with her little, she has a little like cozy animal that she kind of has to comfort her, and she was amazing. So that was awesome. And it was a kind of country club hotel that we stayed at, and it was kind of our first family vacation like that with her, you know, because COVID, plus she was, you know, young. So it was really nice because we actually happened to be there on a week that was Kids Week, which we didn't even plan, but they had so many things for kids to do. They had a whole like playroom where they had like hopping castles and giant blocks and crafts, and she had so much fun. Swimming and yeah, all kinds of stuff, cupcake decorating. It was just really awesome for her. And I realized like now our vacations for a while are basically, our fun is watching her have fun. But we had a big room, luckily, with 2 beds, because we had slept before in a hotel with just 1 bed, and it was horrible because I'm such a light sleeper, and if I'm in the same bed with my daughter, she'll just cuddle right up to me and move around and stuff, and I just can't sleep. So luckily there were 2 beds. She got her own bed. We had ours. It was a king size, which you really don't find that much in Norway, but this one was really nice. So she would sleep in her bed. I'd have my little like light next to the bed and Stitch as we would like watch something on the iPad together. So yeah, that was fun. And after that, she was still on a week vacation. That was this past week. So I couldn't film or anything or do too much stitching during the day. And we used that time to start potty training. Our first experience with that, obviously, and we had no idea what to expect, but it went really well. The first few days we weren't sure if she was ready, but now she's basically going, like telling us when she has to go, and she has both a little potty and like a big one where you put something on it to go on the big one, and she's doing awesome with that. So I'm like, wow, does this mean no more diapers? Finally. But, you know, when we go out, we'll still have something for her because accidents are going to happen. But yeah, that's been exciting. And today was her first day back in daycare, which she was not happy about, which was hard, but she'll get used to it again. Once she goes like regularly, she really likes it, but it's hard to, even as adults, you don't want to go back to work after you have like a 3-week vacation. But yeah, I think that's, oh, and another thing too. Yeah, like I said in the beginning, like my job situation might be changing soon because right now my hours are just not very conducive for like family life because I work in the evenings. So my daughter gets home and I have to work, and she's like, Mommy, play with me. So, and I also want to have a job here in Norway because, you know, we plan on living here for the rest of our lives. So I need to kind of get into the system more. So I have a job interview oh my God, it's coming fast. This Wednesday, in like 2 days from when I'm filming this. And I've been practicing that. And yeah, job interviews, as you know, are like nerve-wracking to begin with. In another language, it's like a whole nother level. So I've been nervous about that. I've been trying to practice with my husband. Yeah, so I just want to get that out of the way. It's not really working with my background, but it's something that you can kind of learn. It would be working with people with like autism, Down syndrome, other kind of disabilities. And you would just kind of be caring for them, doing daily stuff. Yeah, that's basically what you'd be doing. But it would be longer shifts. It can be like 12, 13-hour shifts. So we would have to work something out still for, you know, caring for our daughter, but it's possible. So yeah, I have that coming up. So things are kind of uncertain now. It's going to be a stressful couple of weeks, I think. My husband also has an interview in another town, which we would have to move for if he got that. So we're kind of seeing how that all goes. So lots of uncertainty, but we're kind of used to that. So, so I don't know when I'm going to be doing my other videos, but hopefully soon. Hopefully not in a month. Hopefully it'll be sooner than that. Yeah. So that's all I have for now. So thank you if you made it this far. Congratulations, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.